Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing here on this Boxing Day morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. For those who haven't seen on Discord, I just posted it about half an hour ago. I am not using the same desk as I used to do. I have a brand new desk here. And it's weird because I can't like pull it forward and back anymore. It's a steel one, but I have so much more space here to work with now. I've got literally my drinks right next to me here on the side away from the electronics now. I can easily reach my daily quota. I don't need to turn around. I've got a lot of space. I'm not sure like how this is going to go, like the volume level and whatnot as well, because I originally had the mic on this side, on the other side, and I wasn't keen on it because it was kind of right in the way of the light. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to, I could post it on YouTube, the picture, but I thought not, better not. But I'll just put it on Discord if anyone wants to have a look at the setup that I've got. Do have these nice flashy lights here, as this nice flashy light with the desk unit that I've got here as well. So, and I've actually ended up with a bit more space than I thought, because I actually thought we would have less space as a result as well. So I can see that I'm a lot closer to the camera. I kind of need to be closer to the camera because I can't make the microphone come close to me. So I'm gonna need to get used to that. That's for sure. But for those who are new here, welcome to Good Morning with Reganelite here on Boxing Day. It is the Friday. It is Friday, isn't it? I'm not losing my mind. It's Friday, the 26th of December at 2025 UK 11 a.m. UK time, and we are streaming live on youtube.com/Reganelite and on twitch.tv/Reganelite1. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, like and share. And if you're on Twitch TV, if you can, hit the follow button and the bell notification icon, as well as on YouTube, so you'll be notified of when I go live. So just a quick reference, there is going to be no afternoon live stream or evening live stream. There's no live streams over the weekend, but there will be one, be back to kind of business to per se on Monday. There'll be the usual 2 live streams for you guys there. There's quite a few things that's happened, actually. Something happened on Christmas Day, which we're going to sink our teeth into, really sink our teeth into for this hour, guys. But before we get to the media and what the news is saying, before we check out the weather, we have to do what we always do on the show, and that is the daily quota. Here is today's, or Boxing Day's, daily quota, for those who don't know. Here it is there. It's an unknown one. It's an unknown one there today. Madmonk33, good to see you there. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And Billy Kershaw there. It's going to be I don't expect too many people to turn up because it's very, very quiet live stream today. But I just also want to say a big thank you to everyone who came out on the Christmas Eve show. Really appreciate the amount of people turned out. Unfortunately, I didn't get any new Patreon members or buy me a coffees, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, when you're demonetized, you know, if it was on, I probably would have made something. But, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day, guys. I will chase it up in the new year. I'm not going to chase it right now because it's just all it's going to do is bring me down, unfortunately. But we'll move on from that for the moment, guys. So here's today's daily quota. So family, like branches in a tree, we all grow in different directions, yet our roots remain as one. So family, like branches in a tree, we all grow in different directions, and yet our roots remain as one. It's a great way of thinking of it, yeah, because it is like, because we always reference, there's the reference of the family tree. So that's where that kind of reference goes from as well. So definitely for sure. And yeah, this jumper was given to me yesterday. It's a nice, it looks a bit reddish to you guys, but it's actually a brown jumper as well. There's a brown one there. Oh, tomorrow's one's a nice daily quota, but I can't share it with you guys. You'll have to follow me on social media for those ones there. Looking well chipper this morning, Rican. I really love my new unit and setup. I really do. I can't really touch the camera. If I touch the camera, I'm worried that it's just going to go off and whatnot. And also, this desk has its own 3-pin and USB plugins too, which is a nice fancy thing on the top here. So I can charge my phones much more comfortably as well. And if I needed to plug something in additionally, I can plug something in additionally if I needed to as well. But I haven't really. But apart from that, yeah, it's pretty bloody good. Yeah, to be fair, this setup. So I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, it'd be nice. It would be really nice if I could get it sorted before my birthday, the demonetization, before January the 18th. Don't think that's going to happen. That I don't think that will happen, but we'll have to wait and see, guys. Right, let's have a look at the weather, guys. See how it's doing here. So here is our big, beautiful planet here, and we got London at 5 degrees. Plenty of snowstorms out there, plenty of rainstorms out there as well. And let's zoom in a little bit and see what the planet is saying here. I'm trying to get used to this this look, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to this look. Let me know if I need to move the mic closer or further away from me as well. That'll be important as well there. Our friends in Canada, Yellowknife, minus 27 there. Anchoring at negative 16. Ottawa, minus 15. Woo! That's cold. Vancouver, 6. San Francisco, 12. Negative 1 in New York. Miami, a nice toasty 26 degrees. Starts to stark contrast from one part of America to another there. Mexico City, 15. And parts of South America there, you can see 30, 31, 27. Nice and toasty there. Parts of Africa, parts of Southern Africa, shall we say. Cape Town, 21 there. Kinshasa, 28 there. Lagos, 29. Nice warm temperatures as you would expect. I need to refresh that water bottle. As you would expect there as well. Good morning, Ellie. Hope you are doing well. Good to see you there. Colombo 25 there. Over in Australia, Perth 14, Darwin 27, Sydney 16 there. New Zealand, Auckland 18 degrees there. Over in the Philippines, Malaya 25 there. Very toasty, warm there. Tokyo 0. Beijing negative 5. New Delhi 9 there. Tehran 5 degrees. Athens 12. Here, as we move into Europe, we will have a look at our friends in Iceland just a mo. These are some of the temperatures we're expecting today in parts of Europe. We've got some snowstorms and some rainstorms, but actually around Central Europe is pretty okay. So Madrid is a chilly 6 degrees. Lisbon 10 there. Tunis 15 there. Tripoli 16. Rome 9. Nice 12. Zagreb 1. Tiaria 9 there. Bucharest negative 1. Chisco negative 1. Vienna 1. Prague negative 3. Berlin negative 2. Warsaw 2. So again, most of Central Europe very, very cold today. Some very cloudy parts there. Kiev 1, Minsk 0, Vilnius 0, Riga 5, St. Petersburg 0, Moscow 1 there. It's expecting some snowstorms coming in from Moscow from Russia into Ukraine there. Istanbul there 5 degrees. Volgograd negative 4 there. St. Petersburg 0, Oslo negative 1 there. Murmansk 0 there. That's this big snowstorm right above there as well. Our friends over in Iceland, Reykjavik, 4 degrees there. Very chilly indeed. Paris 1, Brussels 0 there. And, thank you, Mad Monk. I appreciate it. Thank you for resubscribing to the Patreon. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. Oh, I should just point out for people as well. I'm just pending the... I'm just waiting for confirmation from the Buy Me a Coffee people who, and before I can take the money from it. They might need to go through some hoops just to get that money. I haven't got but the Patreon money is from up to Christmas Day. I've withdrawn, but thank you for those who have joined Patreon. But and Buy Me a Coffee. I'll let you guys know once I have that. I did get my money from Facebook, which is really helpful, but. As for the Google money that I earned from last month, I don't think I'm going to get it, guys. I don't think I'm going to get it. As infuriating as it means for all those super chats and gifted memberships, I don't think I'm going to get that money, guys. It's literally sitting there in the Google account and it's just not being withdrawn. I don't know. I'm really, it's very, very infuriating because it's people who have donated and support the work that I do, and I'm not going to see a single penny of that from Google as of right now, guys, which is really infuriating, understandably so. So today's temperatures in the UK, we've got London 5, Cardiff 4. This is later on today. Manchester 5, Dublin 7, Belfast 5, Edinburgh 5. There's very 2 degrees, mainly cloudy. No rain or snow forecast anywhere, so you shouldn't be getting that in the UK. Dave McGuinness, Merry Christmas to you, my friend. I don't know if you saw, I was there very late on in your live stream. I was there for the last 10 minutes or so. I did try to make myself clear that I was there, but I don't think you saw there. But I was there on the live stream at the last minute. I was just far too busy. I spent 2+ hours putting this unit together that I'm on this new computer desk, and among other things. So I just didn't have a time to jump on sooner, my friend. But I was there. I did make it to your live stream, my friend. But I hope you had a lovely Christmas there. It's good to see you. And thank you, Mad Monk. I really appreciate your support. I really do. Thank you. Let's have a quick look a little bit closer, guys, and see what these temperatures are saying here as well. So yeah, very cold temperatures today, guys. 3-4 degrees in most parts of England here. London 5 here. Down the south of England, Brighton, Hastings 4, 3, 4. Bournemouth 5 there. Down in the southwest England here, we can see these temperatures as well. Very chilly. 2, 3, 5 in some parts here. Moving into parts of Wales here, Cardiff 4 there, Swansea 4, Turnby 5 there, Fishguard 4. Again, very cold temperatures. Parts of it will be cloudy, but most of it there, as you would expect. But yeah, low winds in some parts, but there are some high winds in other parts. It varies, to be fair. But the temperatures are roughly around about the same. Here in the Midlands, you can see, again, no change in temperatures there. Could be roughly around about the same, 4 degrees. Some parts on the eastern side of London, eastern side of England, sorry. Hornsey there, 7 degrees, so a little bit warmer in some parts, but in comparison to the other sides there here in the north of England, you can see here temperatures still roughly around about very, very chilly here. Moving from the north of England to the south of Scotland here, we can see those temperatures staying roughly around about the same, 3 degrees here. Dumfries there, 4, Area 3. Stranraer 3, Glasgow and Edinburgh 4 and 5 respectively there. Dunbar a bit warmer at 7 degrees. Bridgend very chilly 1, Oban 3, Dundee 4, Fort Williams 2 there. Stonehaven 4, Aberdeen 4 there, and we've got some 1s, and Inverness there, a very chilly 0 degrees there, but we've got some very cold temperatures. But again, doesn't look like it's going to be any wind, any snow at all. Looks like it could be forecast today from the looks of it there. Have a look at our friends across the pond in Northern Ireland here. Londonderry 3, Ballymena 3, Belfast 5 there. Some 2 and 3 degrees is there. And Castletown there on the island there at 6 and 7 degrees respectively there. And Dublin, of course, 7 there. Moving over from Friday evening into the next day, guys, we can see if we go into Saturday here for the weekend. See somebody Dublin there still saying a nice 7 degrees there for them. Not too bad there. Not too bad there at all. But the temperatures are remaining very cold. Again, please stay warm. Please, I can't stress that enough. It's going to get cold in some parts. Some of it may stay the same, but it's going to get colder in some parts. I think it was Saturday or Sunday we referenced that it was going to be really, really cold for the weekend, guys. But yeah, please be aware of this going into the weekend here. See those temperatures there overnight into Saturday morning there. You can still see those temperatures are staying roughly around about the same there. 3, 4, 5, 4 and 4 degrees. Again, no rain, no snow forecast. Maybe some mist, maybe a bit of wind, but very, very cold indeed, guys, over the weekend here. Moving into Saturday lunchtime. There's a bit of Saturday lunchtime afternoon. We can see an increase in temperatures here in some parts of the UK. Manchester 8, Cardiff 7, London 9, Dublin 8, Belfast 7. So a little bit of an increase in temperatures. Still quite chilly up in Scotland there, but moving into Saturday evening there, those temperatures are going to dip a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like overnight, Saturday night is going to be cold, but not as cold as it will be tonight, I think is the best way to put it. So it's going to be cold tonight. It'll be a little bit warmer the next night. Little bit warmer. And we can see there, so overnight on Sunday there, you can see London 7, Cardiff 5, Manchester 5, Dublin 7, Belfast 6, Edinburgh 4 there. That's overnight into Sunday morning there. But, as you can see here, moving into Sunday morning there, those temperatures, some of them drop quite a little bit. Does pick back up again on Sunday lunchtime there again. But then they dip again. So you get a brief respite of the temperatures increasing, but they will drop again. And then Sunday night, I think this is where the temperatures are going to drop again. Yeah, you can see overnight there, those temperatures there, 5, 6, 5, 5, 3, 7 there. Overnight, into Monday, early Monday morning there, you can see those temperatures there. 1, 4, 3, 4, 6, 4. Big, much colder than tonight, and big dip in temperatures. So Sunday night is going to be very, very cold overnight, guys. So please be aware of that. Moving into Sunday morning there, you can see those temperatures very chilly in parts. 0 degrees, Cardiff 2, London 3, Manchester 3, Belfast 3. Dublin still getting away with the temperatures at 6 degrees there, but moving into lunchtime there, they do pick up back up a little bit, but a little bit, tiny bit of temperature increase. But again, going to be very, very cold on Monday, guys. Please be aware of that. Those temperatures aren't changing too much from the looks of it there. Going overnight on Monday into Tuesday, we'll just have a quick look at Tuesday here. And again, no sign of any rain or snow whatsoever here. When are we just have a quick look? Are we expecting any kind of rain? Yeah, doesn't look like we're going to be getting any. Okay, so it looks like possibly late Wednesday, Thursday, Scotland will start experiencing some rain and snow there from the looks of it. Is what is reporting there from the looks of it. So pretty much for between now and Wednesday, no rain, no snow. You shouldn't experience any of that in the UK wherever you are. It's just a case of it's going to be bloody cold. You should know this anyway. So just keep yourself warm. It's the best thing I can recommend. No white Christmas. So we didn't get a white Christmas, and I wasn't expecting one anyway because of the forecasting anyway. But hey ho, there it is. Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, it's got the hooks appearing there, so I'll need to adjust the camera in the future here because it is. I'm still not used to this setup. It's weird because I'm so used to pulling the drawer so I could pull the mic closer to me, but I can't adjust. I mean, I could move the microphone a bit, I suppose, but yeah, I can't. It means I have to lean forward a little bit, yeah, for the camera. Excuse me, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway. Let's have a look and see some of the news in the story. We will get to Donald Trump in a bit, guys. We'll get to Donald Trump in a bit. We'll start with the Times here. So, what they got? Musk critics ties with number 10 sues to block the US deportations. So, Imran Ahmed, an ally of the PM's chief of staff, claims he's being targeted by the Trump administration as the head of the Center for Countering Digital Hate. Yeah, so this is something. So obviously, the Trump administration really want to protect the social media, the social media giants, the likes of Facebook, Twitter, and whatnot, from being held back from there and not wanting free speech suppressed in any way, shape, or form. We know that this has been happening for a while by Donald Trump, and obviously he's going to try and use his administration's influence on other people's politics and elections, and obviously try to keep them away from paying more taxes than they should be, when we know that the digital companies like these should be paying, social media companies should be paying far more tax, and we know they're not paying nowhere near enough the amount of tax they should be paying, not just in the UK, but in Ireland and many other, and even in Europe, they don't pay enough tax as far as I'm concerned. And they want to have, America wants to keep a strong influence, not just in the UK, but in Europe as well. Good morning, Counter Kiev. Hope you are doing well there. Thousands more to be hit by the mansion tax amid overvaluation fears, apparently. So farm closures at record levels before the tax U-turn. That's pretty horrible headline to see there. That's really, really bad to see that headline. So UK diplomats supported bid to force out Gibraltar's police chief. That's an interesting story. Can't open any of these guys because it is behind the Times. Yeah, do want me to put my pay for these ones, so I'm not going to do that, guys. Especially now, given my financial situation. Inmates could have faced jail on drones, warns top prison governor. Starmer ally faces deportation from US for censoring free speech. And too much focus on expensive bills, says energy boss. What do you mean too much focus? The bills are expensive. People want them reduced. Why? I don't know what is it. So he's saying people. What is he implying? That people shouldn't complain about the energy bills? Is that what he's implying? Don't like that comment. I think that's a very stupid comment. Sounds very selfish, you know. Yeah, people do care about their bills because guess what? We're still in a cost of living crisis. At least the Prime Minister acknowledged that in his Christmas speech. By the way, I've not watched. The only Christmas speech I've watched was Zach Polanski's. I haven't watched any of the other Christmas politicians' speech. I've had no time to, guys. I've had no time to, you know. It's Christmas. I wanted to like enjoy Christmas. You know, I got spare. I spent a bit of time on Daily Blase's last stream. Spent a bit of time on Dave McGinnis' the last bit as well, and I also wanted to play some video games yesterday. I don't know if I'll get time to play video games today because I've got proper work to do, but we'll see. Taxpayers to be kept in the dark over cost of public sector union duties. New employment laws mean public will not be told how much money is being spent so that union officials can have paid time off work. That's not right. That's not right. Public sector union duty. I think we should have a right to know that. Barracks to house migrants within weeks as crossing tops 41,000 there. Peers are streaking to scrap puberty blockers trial for children. Yep, lift the ban on it. He's not a good person. Like I know. I hear, like, I was listening. I think it was Phil Morehouse a couple of days ago where he's doing his live stream here, vigorously defending West Streeting and on some things. And I'm like, dude, the guy's getting paid by American healthcare companies. Like, all the donations that he's got from people, they are tied to American healthcare companies. Like you can't take anything out of this man, anything that comes out of that man's mouth seriously. You just can't. Like, he needs to go. He is a threat to our national healthcare service. West Streeting is a threat to our national healthcare service. Khan accused of hypocrisy over TfL lies. Yeah, that's an old story that is there. Reform has strong polling lead. It's dipped. It's dipped the polling lead. It's not just here. The polling lead has dipped for Reform. Other polls have said the same thing as well. But yeah, the Conservatives have had an increase. And I'm going to say this because Max did a video from on the opinion piece of Sir John Curtis on this. And I just wanted to touch on this as well because I do think this is quite important here, guys. So I don't think the fact that Reform have taken this dip, I don't think it means that it's a massive decline. I think it's more of a wait and see. I think the last couple of weeks and months, I think the Conservatives have kind of turned a real corner. The Conservatives under Kemi Badenoch, who I generally thought they were dead, gone. I think her speeches in Parliament, some of her speeches in Parliament and the attacks that she has done on the Prime Minister Keir Starmer have been really good at times. And she at first she was really, really bad at Prime Minister's questions, but I actually think she's actually done, like, for all intents and purposes. Yeah, I still think she's absolutely a terrible person, and I think she's just absolutely gone up here. But she's convinced people that she could be somebody that people can believe in, and yeah, it looks like the Conservatives are it's going to be sticking with her. I don't think at this time. I think we might see a resurgence of the Conservatives in the local elections, possibly. We might see it. Rather than them getting wiped out, which is what it looks like right now, we might see a change. So it'll be interesting to see between now and the upcoming local elections, both in England, in Wales, and in Scotland, to see how the Conservatives do with them. And how Kemi Badenoch does there, because it's important that we want to keep the people on those on the right split between Reform and the Conservatives. I'd rather have them split rather than everyone all switching to Reform. So I think that would be a good thing for us, because it would stop Reform getting an overall majority at the general election, which is what the polls indicate looking like right now. So it'll be fascinating to see. Yeah, I get how people feel about Kemi, but I would rather have a hung parliament than a Nigel Farage Reform Russia government, personally. But the Greens at the moment, like, I'm not sure how they're going to do. Like, they've done all right this year. I think the momentum has slowed down for the Greens now. It'll be interesting to see in the new year how Zach Polanski and the Green parties continue that carry on into the new year. Lib Dems, they're just there. Nobody cares. And Labour can talk a lot, but they're not doing it enough. They talk a lot. They've done some things, but there's a lot of things they've done which they really should not have done in government. I think it's fair to say there. Other stories here. The COVID exodus is over. One address and 85,000 companies welcome to Shelton Street. Any other interesting stories here? Figures show 25 die on the hospital waiting list every day in Scotland, according to the Times. Public board meetings, 50 female targets fall as women undermined, apparently. Again, take this with a pinch of salt. It's from the Times. Data center energy, the demands they could power for DeLorean trips there. No license, no MOT, just the open road on Islands Havens there. Nobody cares about royal family. The elderly don't judge you for being in a wheelchair. Healthcare there. Doctor strike left abused women in danger. That's an old story there. That is an old story there from the Times. Right, let's have a look at the big story that came out of the US, or shall we say, came out of Donald Trump's mouth on Christmas Day. Let me give you that headline, and I'll share my thoughts on here. So, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, says that the U.S. struck Islamic State targets in Nigeria after the group was targeted on Christmas Day. Yes, guys. So, for those who don't know, Donald Trump's administration ordered strikes inside Nigeria on Islamic State targets, apparently, here. So, let me read a bit more into it, guys, just for those who aren't aware. So, the United States airstrike to target Islamic militias in northwestern Nigeria on Thursday marked a major escalation in an offensive that Niger's overstretched military has struggled with for years. US President Donald Trump said on social media that the powerful and deadly strikes in the Socorro state were carried out against Islamic State militias, targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent civilians. This is what they're claiming, all right? Residents and security analysts have said Nigeria's security crisis affects both Christmas, predominantly in the south, and Muslims, who are a majority in the north. Nigeria, which is battling multiple armed groups, said the US strikes were part of an exchange of intelligence and strategic coordination between the two countries. So the Nigerian government was fully aware of this. They were aware of this target happening. So apparently they were on. I'm going to go out on a limb here and stretch and say perhaps they were in agreement on this, obviously, because they're obviously trying to push these militant groups back. The Associated Press could not confirm the extent of the strikes' impact. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said in a post about X, said more to come. So the armed groups in Africa's most populous country include at least two affiliated with the Islamic State, an offshoot to Boko Haram's extremist group known as the Islamic State West Africa Province in the northeast, and lesser-known Islamic State Sahel Province, the ISSP, known locally as La Carica and prominent in the northwest. So although officials did not say exactly which group was targeted, security analysis said that the target, if indeed against Islamic State militias, were likely members of La Carica, which became more lethal in border states like Sokoto and Kebbi in the last year, often targeting remote communications and security forces. The Nigerian military said in the past that the group has roots in neighbored Niger and has become more active in Nigeria's borders communities between 2023's military coup. The coup resulted in fractured relations between Nigeria and Niger and affected the multinational military operations along the Pontus border. One of the stories that I have been covering, before I touch on this, one of the stories I have been covering in Nigeria over the last couple of weeks has been the kidnapping of school students. In particular, there was a group of schoolgirls, I think it was last month or a month ago, where they were kidnapped by groups, and luckily they were, a majority of them were found and returned back to the classroom, and they are actually safe and secure here. Safe and secure, most of them. I think there's still roughly around about just under 100 still missing and accounted for, both just some students and teachers and whatnot, but a vast majority of them have returned, which is a good news there. Now, as for this, do I approve of this? Like, here's the thing, like, I'm kind of in split hairs about this, because a part of me is like, obviously I want peace and stability in Nigeria, just like I want in any other part of the world. I generally mean that. I generally sincerely mean that, guys. And if the US can help the Nigerian government help secure peace by pushing back against militias who are a threat to their country and their governments and the government and stability, then I suppose that you would say in one way that's a good thing. However, the United States are also interfering in other countries' affairs here. This is another sign of them doing that. They're doing it with weapons of war, as opposed to with Honduras using their political influence to change the outcome of election. There is absolutely no way that Donald Trump is not doing this without getting something in return. This is not, in my view, something about protecting Christianity. He's getting something in return for doing this. I don't know if it's money, I don't know if it's influence, but he's getting something from Nigeria and its government for doing this. I generally think that there's apps, because this is Donald Trump we're talking about. This is a guy that will not just do anything for free. He's not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. The guy's on a clock right now because of the whole Epstein Files thing. There's absolutely no way that there's not something here. I don't know what. It could be Nigeria's resources. I don't know what resources in particular that the US may be coming after there. That could be a possibility as well. But there's definitely something that Donald Trump wants for doing this. Because I think in the build-up to this, there was obviously a lot of talk about, Trump was very critical of South Africa and them not doing enough to protect white nationals in South Africa. I know about that, but this came out of the blue for me. I know there were one or two comments where the US administration was concerned about things happening in Nigeria, but this I did not see this coming. I honestly did not see this coming. If you saw this coming, do let me know. But he's getting something out of this, but we just don't know what right now. I just don't think this is a case. I don't think it's nothing to do. I don't think it's a case of like regime change. I don't think this is about securing peace in the country. I generally think this is about influence or money or resources, something along those lines. I generally think it is. Like no more wars with Trump. He just said that. He doesn't care. Doesn't care. He's at an age now where he's at an age now where it's like who cares to him? Yeah, he's just one of those snakes, isn't he, Donald Trump? He'll say whatever he needs to say to people. Trump warned against infiltration by a bad Senate defense cult in juvenile Christmas call with kids. For those who didn't see, Donald Trump's tweeted on Christmas Day, basically, Merry Christmas to everyone, including the radical left who want to destroy our country. And I was like, the guy can't be political for one day. For one day, guys, he just can't do it. Right, so what other stories the Associated Press has here? Just looking at on the right here, the former Malaysian Prime Minister has been convicted in a trial over one MDB corruption scandal. Ooh, that's not good. I've got that in a short video, guys. Japanese cabinet approves record defense spending. I don't obviously. I basically just. I really want to actually comment on this because I think this is quite a huge story, guys. So the cabinet given the OK record defense budget that aims to deter China. This is quite huge. Look. So they approved a record defense budget plan exceeding 9 trillion yen. That's $58 billion for the coming year, aiming to fortify its strike-back capabilities and coastal defense with cruise missiles and unmanned arsenals as tension rises in the region. The draft budget for the fiscal 2026 beginning in April is up 9.4% from 2025 and marks the fourth year of Japan's ongoing 5-year program to double annual arms spending to 2% of gross domestic product. The increase comes as Japan faces elevated tension from China. The Japanese Prime Minister Sangi Takashi said in November that a country's military could get involved if China were to take action against Taiwan. The self-governing island that Beijing says must come under its rule. Tadashi's government, under US pressure from military increase, pledged to achieve its 2% target by March, 2 years earlier than planned. Japan also plans to revise the ongoing security and defense policy by December 2026 to further strengthen its military. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. So first of all, we know obviously since the new Japanese Prime Minister Sangi came in, obviously her comments angered the wrath of China because they obviously are saying that they are prepared to protect Taiwan, which obviously incurred their wrath there. So that already started the tension already here, which I thought was quite bold from Japan. They obviously don't have the same army that they did. They don't have the same military might that they did back in World War II, where the known Japanese Empire back then. But they still have a pretty powerful military. They still have a pretty powerful military, and obviously this massive investment. There's a couple of things as well in this. It's not just about looking to increase their presence in the region, of course, and increase their hold in parts. It's not just about protecting Taiwan here. This is the US again playing politics here. So, like in the EU, we have Donald Trump telling nations that the America is going to stop babysitting you. You've got to start looking after yourselves. You guys have got to start investing in yourselves. So you not only have you've got this situation where you've created tension with yourself and China, but you also have the US obviously not wanting to put as much US presence in the area as much as before, and this is where they want other countries to kind of fill that void, and that's kind of what this is as well, in part. Now, this doesn't mean that the US are pulling away from the region, of course, because they're still going to have bases in and around the area. We know you've got some in South Korea. I think they've got one or two in some of the islands as well. It's not the US aren't going to be pulling out, but what they would like to do is reduce their load in the area, and Japan maybe to take up some of that spot there. So, and this is another sign of forcing other countries to spend more on military, just like in the EU here, where in the European Union, where we have to spend more on military just for the threat of Russia, but we also because we can't rely on America anymore. So that there's that kind of a way of it as well. Wild state of affairs. It says Hoops. Good morning to you, Hoops. Hope you're doing well. The Chinese made VT4 tanks that Thailand are using to have dodgy barrels. After a few hundreds of rounds fired, the barrels are exploding. Oh my god! Wow. There's still the situation in Thailand, Cambodia. I believe they are negotiating for a ceasefire again on that border. They are negotiating at the moment, guys. Thailand and Cambodia. It went off. They triggered off again recently. There's been skirmishes and landmines, I think, have been dropped on as well on the borders between the two countries. But my understanding is that I think it's China that's trying to mediate another ceasefire negotiation between the two countries. But it's certainly very volatile at the moment, guys. US graphite mines see renewed interest after being closed for decades. Yeah, see, this is Donald Trump here looking to get as much mining as here. Graphite mines in the US largely closed down 7 decades ago. Mining the Antigas mineral found that in everything from nuclear reactors to pencils seemed to make little sense when it could be imported inexpensively from other nations, especially China. That view is changing now. Demand for graphite, a key material in lithium-ion batteries that powers everything from phones to electric cars, is surging as trade tensions with China persist. The federal officers are concerned about the steady supply of a number of critical minerals. Several companies have plans to mine graphite. In New York, Titan Mining Corp has mined a limited amount of ore from a deposit in Snowy Woods about 25 miles from the Canadian border, aiming for commercial sales by 2028. Company officials believe the geopolitical winds are at their back to sell graphite concentration for high-tech industrial and military use. That could include heat-resistant coating in factories and/or in large lithium-ion batteries connected to electrical grids and lubricants for military vehicles, according to the company. So, one of the things that Donald Trump has always talked about building, each Trump administration's always talked about in particular, is always about trying to build America first. And, one of the things they want to do is do things within their own sphere rather than constantly relying on exports. A lot of countries still rely too much exporting from China here, and this sounds to me like I don't know how much the Trump administration is backing this kind of stuff. Obviously, I would not want to see it from a climate perspective. I don't think it's ideal, but at the same time, from the US perspective, it's like we can't trust China to continuously to export our graphite. We should be mining our own graphite so that we don't have to rely on exports and we can do it ourselves. Yeah, but it actually costs more to actually build the facilities. It can actually cost more, doesn't it, in terms of rather than not getting it from China. So there's that catch-22 situation there. But they can turn around and say it's not from China, it's from America. So, and the Trump administration don't care about climate change. They think it's a hoax. Zelensky says meeting with Trump to happen in the near future. The Kremlin says Moscow made an offer to France regarding their French citizen imprisoned in Russia. Russian court sentenced pro-war activist and Putin critic to 6 years in prison. That'll be much longer. It's not going to be 6 years. It's going to be longer than that, to be fair. Yemen separatists accuse Saudi Arabia of launching airstrikes against their forces. Been a while since I've heard about things happening in Yemen. Separatists in southern Yemen have accused Saudi Arabia on Friday of targeting their forces with airstrikes, something not immediately acknowledged by the kingdom after it warned the forces to withdraw from governance they recently took over. The Southern Transitional Council, backed by the UAE, said the strikes happened in Yemen's Houthi governance. It wasn't immediately clear if there were any casualties from the strikes. That further raised tensions in the war-torn nation and put at risk a fragile Saudi-led coalition. There's been battling the iron-backed Houthi rebels in the country's north for a decade. Foreign Affairs representative for the council said in a statement to the Associated Press that the fighters have been operating eastern Houthi on Friday after facing multiple ambushes from gunmen. These attacks killed 2 fighters from with the council and wounded 12 others. The Saudi airstrikes happened after that. This has been this conflict, this civil war is still continuously ongoing. It's not one that people talk about very often. You know, the Houthi rebels controlling Sanya and parts of the capital there, and then you have the government backed Yemen there, which is supposedly backed by Saudi Arabia there, but I don't hear a lot about it. I need to read more up on it. Yemen, what's happening in Yemen. That is something I need to look into the new year here. Hawaii's Big Island bans feeding feral cats in an effort to help endangered native species, apparently. Public release of Epstein records put Maxwell under fresh scrutiny amid her claims of innocence. Yeah, well, she's behind bars, so I don't think it would be a good idea to let her out. Any other stories here? Trump jokes about a bad center defense call in children's call with children. Yeah, I haven't seen the video clip, but I'm sure it's not very ideal. Pope Leo urges the faithful of Christmas to shed indifference in the face of suffering. Supreme Court keeps Trump's National Guard deployment blocked in Chicago area for now. Yeah, I covered that in a short video. I'm very happy to hear that. New storm hitting waterlogged Southern California could bring mudslides and high surfs. That's not good there. South Korea vows to end foreign adaptations as the UN presses Saudi to address past abuses. 3 Palestinians arrested on suspicion of torching a Christmas tree at a Catholic church in the West Bank, apparently, there. Okay. Rescuers rushed to flame to saying that nursing home resident after deadly explosion as well. Those are some of the stories from the Associated Press there. Some interesting stories there, to say the least, guys. Let's have a look at the Independent. Let's see what they are saying here. Just a quick reminder, if anyone wants to financially support me, you can buy me a coffee or join the Patreon, as Mag Monk has done today. Thank you, my friend. Also, if you haven't already, please consider hitting the like button, sharing this across social media, and if you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing to as well. It all really does help, guys, and thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it here on this Boxing Day morning. 1 in 3 Labour voters think Starmer should go, Shock poll says. Starmer warns of raw backlash as Hunt crackdown looms. Top Tory peer urges Starmer to give reform seats in the House of Lords. No! Why? Why should they have... Why do they need seats in the House of Lords? Why do they need seats in the House of Lords? If that's the case, why not give some... Are you going to call that for the Greens as well? Of course he's not. He's not going to call for the Greens to have them as well. Keir Starmer focuses on cost of living crisis and his Christmas message. UK breaking key aid promise as cuts to drive crisis in South Sudan. Oh, it's a focus story. That'll take too long to cover. Guys. Sorry. US bars 5 Europeans. It sends pressures tech firms to censor American viewpoints online. Pollsters claim Reform UK is in decline over lead as Labour drops. Yeah, we looked at some of that from the Times there, to be fair, on that one. Let's see what else is going on. Police to examine child abuse claims in Epstein files that names Andrew. Burst pipes leaves homes without running water on Christmas Day. Christmas Day! Southern Water accused of failure after burst pipes leaves homes without running water on Christmas Day. These fucking clowns. Hastings once again paying the price for the failures of Southern Water, said local MP Heather Donimore. Some homes in East Sussex were left without running supply on Christmas Day after a water main burst earlier this week. Southern Water staff have been working day and night to fix the burst main water in Hastings since Tuesday. They were working to resolve the issue as of Boxing Day. I should think so. Around 100 homes experienced low water pressures on intermittent losses of supplies, the utility company said. These issues were primarily due to increased demand on the network while reservoirs were being refilled, and a power outage at the Breadwater supply works which led to a 25-minute shutdown of the site. These fuckers don't care. While we cannot entirely rule out the possibility of further interruptions, as experienced yesterday, both water supplies works are currently running well, significantly reducing the risk of pressure loss and wires. Take these fuckers. These fuckers are making money. Like all these owners, the owners of these companies, right? They're making money for themselves and their shareholders, while residents can't even drink fucking water from their taps, on Christmas Bugly Day. This is so infuriating. It will take several days for the drinking water storage reservoirs to return to their normal levels. Customers will be kept informed via our website. And the team will open the bottled water station at Peldon Place from 9 a.m. as a precautionary measure. The issue arose on the 23rd of December after it was alerted to a burst water main north of Hastings, and the team raced to fix it. Although the pipes was repaired on Christmas Day, Southern Waters then told customers experiencing a problem at the reservoir on its network, which meant the water levels were lower than normal. We knew this was worrying news, especially on Christmas Day. We wouldn't want to reassure our customers that we're doing everything possible to resolve. Helen Dollamore, Labour MP for Hastings and Rice, said in a video post on social media X, I'm angry that Hastings is once again paying the price for the failures of Southern Water. How can our town's network of pipes be in such a state that one burst puts us into this precarious position? She told The Guardian, our town's water infrastructure is not fit for purpose after needs to get, and Southern Water must do better after a major 5-day water outage in May, when some burst pipes and an environmental disaster where plastic bees escaped their water. Where is the government on this? The government, where is the Environment Secretary on this? This keeps happening, not just in Hastings. This is not the first time, we've seen Hastings suffer this, guys. This is outrageous. Southern Water are bloody getting away with this, and they're not getting away with this. It's not right. Absolutely infuriating. It's just not fair on consumers. And again, I've made this point before, guys, They are not going to get a cut in their water bills. They're still going to pay their water bills. They're still going to be paying their water bills, despite the fact that there's no water. On Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve, on Boxing Day. It's not right. Are shops open today? Yes, is the obvious answer. Worst areas for unresolved car crimes revealed. Urgent appeal for teenage girl who went missing days before Christmas. Oh no. Runcorn police are searching for a young girl described as 5 foot tall with dye red hair, brown eyes, and has a tattoo in her middle finger and an infinity symbol. Isa Davis was last seen on Monday. She has links to Warrington, Hastings, and Merseyside. She was last seen at Warrington Banquist, the railway station, on Monday 22nd around 5:30 p.m. I hope she gets found. I hate hearing stories like that where people go missing. It's very scary indeed, especially for parents and friends and relatives. It's absolutely frightening. Frightening thing. Concerns over Elon virus spreads to the UK. Poland intercepts Russian plane as foreign objects enter airspace there. A nation 6 times smaller than Rhode Island agrees to take in migrants from the US. You have got to be kidding me. Small island nation supporting the United States in the 2003 invasion of Iraq is heavily reliant on the US for financial support. They've agreed to take third country nationals from the United States. Rhode Island, located in the Western Pacific Ocean, linked to the deal with the Trump administration in exchange for £75 million in foreign aid after 5 months of negotiations. Migrants who have never been charged with a crime will be allowed to live and work in the 180 square mile country, which is home to fewer than 18,000 people. US Embassy in Corridor, the former capital of Palu, confirmed the details on social media after a ceremony to sign the agreement was held on Christmas Eve. The United States deeply appreciates Palu's cooperation in enforcing US immigration laws, which remain top priority. In this regard, the US granted $7.5 million addressing needs of relevant Palu service. So yeah, you'll be sent here, guys. You'll be sent here if you're living in the US, guys. According to the statement, the funds will be allocated to disaster preparedness, law enforcement, and financial stability. The United States has been pushing for the agreement for months as the Trump administration continues its goal of resettling migrants in countries they are not from. Yeah. See, a lot of these small countries, they're getting a big chunk of money from the US for taking them in. Money talks at the end of the day. Jimmy Kimmel asks UK not to give up on the US as he blasts Trump. Look, don't get me wrong. Like, there are still good Americans out there. We're fully aware of that. The problem is that a lot of them voted for Trump. So a lot of people vote for Trump. So it's kind of hard for us to get behind them. I'll leave that for now. Got about 8 minutes left. Let's have a look at some other stories out there, guys. Let's see what Al Jazeera are saying here. Nigeria confirmed US strikes on ISIS targets in the northwest there. British water, shocking, mate. Government should nationalise it. Save billions, says Tom. Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Tom. You're absolutely right. It's so infuriating to me, because I just put myself, I always say to put yourself in other people's shoes, right? Christmas time, you got dinner, you got getting your presents and all that kind of stuff, right? Can't shower, can't drink water, got to go to the shops to get bottles of water. Like, it's just so outrageous. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Just not fair on them. Privatisation of water companies going swimmingly in it. Yep, says Kanakiv. Yep, absolutely. I've seen the profits they make, billions, 100% where the government's been going on for years. Yeah, it's not lorry drivers again. Who pays to renationalise English waters? Scotland kept it public. Yep. You're absolutely right, Zumi. Absolutely. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. Scotland did the right thing, keeping it nationalised. The vast majority of nations across the globe have nationalised water companies. It's not rocket science. You shouldn't be you shouldn't be marketing your water, something that people rely on to live. What is remigration? Nigeria seeks sharper edge against Tunisia in pivotal clash. AFCON, is that football, I think is. Myanmar's youth in exile slam military-run sham election. The comedy show they called it. Yeah, Myanmar's in absolute chaos still. Bangladesh election, why BNP leader returns matters. Cambodia blames Thailand for the ruthless bombardment amid the border talks. Yeah, like I said, that's not ending anytime soon, guys. North Korea's Kim Jong-un pushes more missile production as war deterrent. Palestinian economy faces critical downturn amid escalation physical crisis. What economy? What economy? They've literally been destroyed by Israel. Like, what economy do they have? Literally, they got nothing, because of what Israel have done. Literally, you know what? Do you know what they should be doing? Yeah, do you know what really should be happening? Right, all the trillions of financial money that Israel get from America should go straight to the Palestinian authorities, straight to Gaza. Should go to straight. They want to know where the money is to rebuild Gaza. Yes, take it out of Israel's economy. Take it out of Israel's budgets. That's where it should go. They're the ones who left it in a wreck in the first place. Should not be, like, respectfully, the Arab nations shouldn't have to cough up the money to pay to fix back up Gaza. It should come straight out of Israel's budget. Like, put the fucking country in massive amounts of debt. Make people pay for it. Raise their taxes. That's how it should be. You destroy their country, now you're going to pay to rebuild it. That's not country, a state, but you get the point. Illegal settlement expansion. Yep, they're continuing the expansion in the West Bank. Everyone condemns it, but no one does anything about it. They all shout, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that, Israel! Stop doing that!" And they send an angry letter or an angry tweet. But they're not gonna sanction Israel. They're not gonna cut ties with Israel. They're just gonna send angry letters and angry tweets, angry speeches to the media. That's all they're gonna do. That's all these countries are gonna do. They're just gonna send angry. They're gonna say, "Oh, we're mad about this. They're expanding the West Bank. Ah, you shouldn't do that." They're not gonna do anything. Not gonna do anything. They're just gonna sit on their asses. Any other interesting stories here? Nigeria provide intelligence to US ahead of strike. Yeah, we know about that. Yep, the Japan's budget there. Any other interesting stories? Taiwan's opposition launched a symbolic campaign to impeach the president. Opposition parties accused President Liu Peiqiao of violating Taiwan's constitution in impeachment bid. What? Campaign to impeach the president. Taiwan's opposition parties have moved forward with an impeachment campaign to remove President William Yang Chang-te and Premier Yang Chang-tai from office in what observers is the latest side of deepening political polarization with the self-ruled island. The Kuomintang and Taiwan's People's Party, the KMT and the TPP, began impeachment proceedings on Friday against President Lei and Premier Chao, who they accused violating the constitution and legislative process. Legislators with the KMT and TPP, the two independents, had enough seats to initiate proceedings on Friday, but they're still short of two-thirds majority of lawmakers needing to pass an impeachment scheduled on May the 19th. Observers say while the impeachment proceedings is unlikely to clear further hurdles in Taiwan's constitutional court, they offer the opposition a symbolic way to protest their displeasure at Leng's presidency and Chao's premiership. It's not possible to have real impeachment. However, they want to make a record that President Lei would be the first president considered impeached in the history of Taiwan's democracy. It's a way of registering their protest, a way to humiliate the president. It's also a way to reiterate against the executive branch's refusal to prominent legislation passed by the legislators. Taiwan's legislature has been largely in deadlock since Lei took office amid a divided government. Though Lei has centre left Democratic Progressive parties to an unprecedented third consecutive term in the presidential office last year, his party has since lost its majority in the legislature. Political deadlock has taken toll. You're going to impeach the president just because... I don't know enough about Taiwanese politics here, but look, what I will say is that I didn't see anything from that article that says to me, yeah, the guy deserves to be impeached. Like, I didn't see that. So, I'll definitely try and keep an eye out as best as I can for you guys there. Got about a minute left. Let's have a quick look at the Financial Times here. Clean water is a human right. Absolutely, Tom. 100%. 100%. Clean water is a human right, just like healthcare. You know, healthcare and water, these are human rights. Yeah, I've been talking about British water for 2 years. I know, it's infuriating. Ice got Santa Claus. As far as I'm aware, Santa Claus dodged ice. They didn't catch him, as far as I'm aware. Tapestry said to be covered by 800 million UK Treasury intimacy. UK sector braces for spending cuts in 2026. So many people are going to die next year as a direct result of that. So many people. The slow death of Britain's TV channels. Yep, more people are going online now than watching on the big screen. UK government forced them to climb down on inheritance tax for farmers. Yep, we know about that. Epstein files appeared to show Andrew asking Maxwell for inappropriate friends. UK house prices fall to in half of London's boroughs. UK exporters increasingly dissatisfied with EU trade terms that the survey finds there. I know it's 12 o'clock. We'll have to leave the other articles. Let's have a quick look at the front page before we go. AI boom adds 500 billion to net worth of US tech billionaires in 2025. That's front page of the Financial Times there. Exclusive there. That was the exclusive we saw there. Solar power surplus in Spain triggers discount season for plants. They got a surplus in solar power now. Solar power. How tax trackers influence wealthy American holidays plans. EU will lose race in to the bottom on regulation, says competition chief. Ancient trade in Persian carpets in peril by Western sanctions. Trump's second term tests deeply politicized Congress. Raising reputations. Luxury made in Italy labels is coming apart at the Sims, apparently, there as well. Where does all the Christmas cardboard go? No, I imagine it gets recycled in a short answer there. And then there's a bunch of opinion pieces there from the FT. Some interesting stories, that's for sure, guys. We've looked at some interesting stories here this morning. Plus, some crypto wallets are being emptied by scammers. Yep, that's true as well. Yeah, I'm glad I stayed. I'm glad I got off. I'm glad I got off the crypto when I had the chance to. It was many years ago before PayPal. There was a point where PayPal you could easily invest in a few cryptos, only a few selected ones, and there wasn't really any regulations to them, and didn't put that much money into it. But it was kind of more just kind of playing about with it, because I do have some stock and shares, but it was something that I'm playing about with. But yeah, I haven't touched crypto since then. No, not touched it since then, to be fair. But so guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who came along. Thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you, Mad Monk, for joining Patreon. If anybody else wants to buy me a coffee or join the Patreon, links are in the description below as well. Appreciate you guys coming out this morning. Whatever your plans are today, I hope you stay warm, whatever it is you guys are doing, whether it's spending time with friends, watching TV, video games, whatever it is you guys want to do today. Hope you enjoy today. Enjoy your weekends, whatever you guys have got planned as well. If you're seeing more family, hope you have a lovely weekend with them as well. If you don't have any of those plans, guys, just take it easy, relax. If you're working, if you have to go back to work, I generally mean this. I hope your days are all right. As for myself and this channel, I'll be back live again on Monday at 11 a.m. for another good morning show. I will chase up the whole demonetization at some point next week. At some point next week. I just didn't want to do it around Christmas. All it was going to do is just bring me down. It was going to be too stressful, and I didn't want that, guys. As for short videos, they're going to continue to drop. They dropped on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day today. They'll be dropping over the weekend as per usual, and I'm going to record shorts for Monday as well, because I'm actually going away Saturday and coming back Sunday to see some family over the weekend as well, guys. So thank you guys again for being here. I really appreciate it. Like I said, yeah, if you guys do buy me a coffee or join the Patreon, your name gets added to the list down below here. These names, all these wonderful people here, your names get added to this list here. Even if it's just buying me 5 coffees or anything like that really does help, guys. It really does help. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. But before I go, I just have one last thing to say. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, share this across social media, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. You can also check out links for other things down in the description below. I normally do content for Rumble and Patreon. The free content for Rumble and Patreon, that will return not next week, the following week. The following week, I will start doing content for Patreon and Rumble. They will be returning in that week. Not next week, the following week is when I'm going to do that, guys. But there's paid content dropping on Patreon right now. For reference there. And also, I'm also on plenty of other social media. So if you don't see my shorts here on YouTube, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram. They're also on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads as well. Links for all those other social medias are down below. So if you use any of them there, if you want to follow me on any of them, it'd be greatly appreciated as well. And also, you can join our free Discord community, which is free to join as well below as well. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very soon.